It is called the camp of Ken Agyapong, honorable Kempon. Now called the camp of Anas Arumeya Anasia. You see, and the Kempon, and the crew, Omania G. Bosse, Omo to a town of colonial power bank incident tonight, still charging. And the CIS there. Anas Arumeya Anas, or Nenny Dennis Sumo Power, podcast through slow, the print ticket. Hey, I hear the car. Scout Chiama lawyers, I hear the car. Wow, podcast through slow. Then you have found the case here. There's an order of filing against Ken Agyapong for defamation and OCU Kempon original $18 million. US court awarded this case against Kempon said Kempon into $18 million US. Emma Anas, Anas. Finally, court at Scaneso na S request. I Penyah block media. Mess was any demo. Over like a video, no other one. Over subscribe button, so I click notification and connect latest updates. Now watch your watching that mammy ever comment. That's what so I'm she will first and you be ashy. Ayɛka bin shame one money who say a pop up on the internet. Obekaya Anas and it came from assembly. It started 2019. Eba and they do 2022. Anna came from any Daddy Frederick and show na to do Daddy Fred show on what now the platform so then go din ko ankomo na efa Anas America Anas ho a came from can see for Anas why you say Anas etrim say it was defamatory statement and because of that Anas FLA case against Kempon. Emma say nika ko Ghana High Court Kempon edi nkunim. Bruce. Yes. I say they want to ask US court. 80 somewhere in a 2025, March, February, March, and the buy news woman said, "Oh, my court transfer, I could dear we. Them could dear court awarded an amount of $18 million against Kempon, second point, interest carry, and find and Patasika, Emma Anas, Arumeya Anas.
Judge, in our initial finding, we awarded $18 million and a breakdown presuming $5 million, actual $5 million, and punitive $8 million. With your verdict and your note, your jury service in this case is complete. I truly have enjoyed working with you. You've been an independent jury. Thank you so much for your service. You are discharged. Defendant, love to thank the jury for their support. Get out while you can. Thank you so much. Everyone appreciates your service. Okay, so the court's decision, as we start at the end, the court is denying the request for this trial, and everyone can file motions at the appropriate time, and the court will address everything after the motions are filed appropriately and then respond to it appropriately. Does anyone have any questions about anything? Okay. Good luck to everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot, Brett.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I stand before you not just as a journalist, but as a witness to history, a child of Ghana's turbulent past, and a soldier in the fight for truth. Yesterday, in the Essex County Superior Court of New Jersey, an 8-member jury delivered a unanimous verdict holding Ken Agyapong, former Ghanaian MP, liable for defamation and awarding damages of $18 million. The ruling is more than a legal victory. It is a profound affirmation that truth matters, that justice is not a privilege of the powerful, and that the arc of history does indeed bend towards righteousness. My story begins long before this moment. I was born at the 37 military barracks in Accra, the son of the soldier who served in an era where power belonged to those who wielded the gun. I grew up watching my nation transition from military rule to democracy, witnessing firsthand the struggle of ordinary Ghanaians yearning for justice, transparency, and accountability. When Ghana finally embraced democracy, I knew that safeguarding it required more than just laws. It needed the unyielding courage of those willing to hold power accountable. That is why I chose journalism, not as a career, but as a calling. Over the years, my team and I have exposed corruption at the highest levels, from the corridors of politics to the halls of justice. But in fighting the corrupt, one becomes a target. Mr. Agyapong, in a desperate bid to silence me, labeled me a land grabber, an extortionist, a murderer, a tax evader, and a blackmailer who ought to be hanged. These were not just lies. They were calculated attempts to destroy my credibility and put my life in danger. While Ghana's legal system failed to deliver justice in 2018, the US court upheld truth. This case was not easy. Proving defamation in the United States requires establishing actual malice by a clear and convincing evidence standard, one of the highest legal thresholds in the world. That the jury ruled 8-0 in my favor on every count is a testament to the fact that Mr. Agyapong acted with reckless disregard. Regrettably, Ghana's justice system has not always lived up to the principles of fairness and impartiality. When I sued Mr. Agyapong in 2018, despite his inability to legally substantiate his allegations, the court ruled against me, with Justice Barr scandalously branding me a terrorist instead of adjudicating the facts before him. This miscarriage of justice was later condemned by Supreme Court Justice Kolende, who rightly described it as a violent abuse of judicial authority. My fight has never been for personal gain, but for the soul of Ghana's democracy. This victory in the US sends a powerful message. The media cannot be silenced, truth cannot be buried, and those who wield power must be held accountable. Let this moment be a wake-up call to all who seek to erode the foundations of justice in Ghana. Let it remind us that democracy is not just about elections, but institutions that uphold the truth, courts that deliver justice without fear or favor, and citizens who refuse to accept corruption as the norm. To my legal team, Andrew Dehere Esquire, Arthur Womega Esquire, Evans Salasi Adeka Esquire, and Odei Crow Esquire, I am forever grateful for your dedication to justice. And to my supporters in Ghana and around the world, your unwavering belief in the fight strengthens my resolve. The battle against corruption continues. We will name, shame, and jail. Ghana deserves better, and I will never stop fighting for a future where justice is not a privilege of the powerful, but the right of every citizen. Thank you.
Amount for no more time came on there. Any more time MPP as a whole there. Omo be di Kimpon who fell part no. Emma Mekaze Cross Kevin Taylor as a Kimpon got on the show so echo horror no. As a Kimpon claims o whisker or claims away bear my near. Anas and James Kakasian own tia near us or a bear ma. What I say? There's amount for Kimpon, Penas at Kimpon. And one bear, but that time's not Kimpon when you're worried. This is not within the oil. Kimpon FRA case, as I said, there be. Sikana a woman say, or did to a default, would default, but Sika Muslim Chian Farmer. And that's our reality. $18 million there. Bonne Bear added dear Bankuna same way no buy and defamation to win a year. Damages by now cause it to announce and mutual polypoly $18 million. They move for a case that they be caught. As our risk canimuye, as no dear you but caught. A risk canimuye, Nanny Omo enter so. F. Camp Emma about news no. Now was and ra. And as a home saying a buyer just say a buy and a trim say US court no. Ati Sikana. Omo award against Ken Agyapong. That is $18 million no. A movie free $18 million. I will do as low as $500. Now, Yanko Kenkai, it will be read free City Newsroom. A superior court in Essex County, New Jersey, has significantly reduced a defamation judgment against former Assistant Central Member of Parliament, Honorable Ken Agyapong, from $18 million to $500. The lawsuit, initially filed on 17 May 2022, was brought by a renowned investigative journalist, Announce Ayɛka Anas. It accused Ken Agyapong and Ghanaian media personality Frederick Asamoah of making defamatory statements during an episode of the Daddy Fred Show, an online platform popular among the Ghanaian diaspora in the United States. What I say is Assembly started 17th May 2022 after Ken Agyapong and Asamoah Frederick I got to know the Fred Show so I can see me far, Anas Anas Assembly there a defamatory statement. Could say the thing could go in who fell. Particularly the fresh show required. Actually, even those in the diaspora required, the United States to be precise, almost show no more. It's of the saying thing we are seeing now. What I say? During the program, Japan allegedly made a series of false and damaging claims against Anas, including calling him a criminal, a thief, and alleging that he was involved in the murder of journalist Ahmed Swale. It is that show no sooner Anna Kempongo say. Anas and most also against investigative journalists. There be minimum cinema. But I say, who watches the watchman? Minimum cinema. Anas, what a thief, what a criminal. Now, if you can remember here, Ahmed Swale, no, na Anas, any muhubi. Or can't say we only Asamoah Frederick, the different shows. What I say. Swale, a key member of Anas' investigative team, was gunned down in 2019 following the release of Number 12, a documentary that exposed corruption in Ghanaian football. That Ahmed Swale no, na oka Anas the investigative team no ho. 2019 NSA board to ko no tell me that all back 2019 Anas no need the football Ghana Football Association need do much cheaper and make more expose. What I say what the more expose ever it emu na just say your ball Ahmed Swale to Emmanuel. A few weeks ago, a U.S. jury found Ken Agyapong liable for maliciously defaming Anas and awarded $18 million in damages. However, Agyapong subsequently filed a motion for remittiture, requesting that the court reduce the amount, arguing that the jury's award was excessive. It has something called U.S. court be, and then Timothy Transfer awarded 18 million defamatory charges against Ken Agyapong's own traders can Emma Ken. Emma was a cancel FRA motion against that. I said that BC Karamo Jimmy there. I know what she, I say, I have some keke, and I work about $18 million there. I know what she is when you baby. In a decision delivered on Monday, 12 May 2025, the trial judge granted Agyapong's request and revised the damages down to $500. That's a NAA. Enra is a NAA. They don't go on date no wrong. It's Enra 11th May Enra. And I say court. And we said okay. As my came upon that come, it will nyansa. It's ya tisi so from $18 million up to $500. Not even $500, but $500. The judge maintained that while Agyapong did indeed defame Anas, the financial penalty awarded by the jury was unreasonably high. What I say? Otema Fonja said there be a woman said Agyapong as well can would go Anas a dim fee. Then so or the call you ma. Sika Anas say during the massa or bought dam cry. Sika no wash it. And wash it. Sika no wash it. Reacting to the ruling, Anas expressed his disappointment over the reduced award, but reiterated that his pursuit of the case was not motivated by financial gain. Yedi assembly ya enra court ethics can every $80 million to 500 to as low as $500 no. Anas expressed disappointment. No wouldn't can express disappointment as he kept $80 million budget. Basically $500. So there be okay, me cry Matthias because already now I was not interested in the money, but I'm saying me go do home buy. Me bomb the home buy so obaja na Kennedy say okokan $18 million. But also the board the home buy keke. Ope say unya 10 but who demanded $18 million. But I say, you had in some sort, and that's ever kind. Consequent to the finding by the jury, an amount of $18 million was awarded in my favor against Ken Agyapong. Following the award, Ken Agyapong filed a motion for remittiture, asking the judge to reduce the amount awarded against him. Thus, inherent in his motion, Ken Agyapong admitted to having maliciously defamed me. So when Nsemswa Anas Ebekanye, he added today, the trial judge granted Ken Agyapong's motion for remittiture and reduced the initial award to $500. This means that while the judge held that Ken Agyapong had defamed me, in his reasoning, the award against Ken Agyapong by the jury was what? Excessive. What I say? I know shit. Ewomu Kempon wagu di ho bone but there be sikan there $18 million there. None was it. Emphasizing the principle behind the lawsuit, Anas stated, this fight has not been about the money. This fight hasn't been about the money, but rather a fight for truth and justice. I am happy that not a single allegation was proven against me in court when Ken Agyapong was given full opportunity to substantiate. What I say? Oh no, only on can any say, Omuko court no, and someone came from Cameroon and went to me and prove or evidence. I say court way case way no. And you say me anas my manage name of sikana there. I wasn't interested in the money. I was not interested in the money, the 18 million. I wasn't interested. But say anas what can say I say no one yarding. How does it? Yeah, no, you're not interested in the money, say. And then when you're interested, you give us any small amount to me, but $18 million there. What charge $18 million? As I catch you and I say you were not interested in the money there. They are not can we say me? Others say, can we say me? He concluded with a renewed commitment to his work. I will continue my relentless fight against corruption, and in doing that, continue to name, shame, and what? Jail. So where's someone? Anas ebeka so far as court at ultimately for 10 assembly so now what sika from $18 million to as low as $500 and that's as average person opinion. Oh, tell me say no not only interested in the money. He was not interested in the money. But then the focus in say obetwenya attention obenya attention ne what was I ansema Ken Agyapong ka fa ho nya na ba kukura no ya ne kure ni nyina bosirim kan se bia ne din ho bete na o sha manfo boso because why you say dey be o ye ne na o din kwa asma corruption obe nemu obe hiemu no ase amya jelu tro ye ne bia no obe ye ne sa pepepe duwe ne nsem wa je say enro an otimafo a otena asem so ewo US court no concerning the lawsuit by Anas against Ken Agyapong o demanded an amount of $18 million from Kempon no about the court at yourself to say who is that constitution of transfer in fact amount for church and that's why you are pay amount for church in the past capa na say because plane ticket crowd call US cry say what file what to play we call US just to win a case of $500 and ka trangana ha kwa na ma obi what I say utia lawyers cry ka say utia o ma lawyers say US lawyer o ma say let's say I didn't hear Ayɛka slow. Anas Alboka slow. So how do you comment? Ever comment section? How you can develop media?